prayerfully, the next senator here from Louisiana, sir. We with you.
Thanks, Johnny. I'd like to thank Larry Pratt and Gun Owners of America, first of all, for that wonderful takedown of Pierce Morgan on CNN Live. I appreciate that to the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Larry. As Johnny said, I'm retired Colonel Rob Maness, and I'm running for the United States Senate to defeat Mary Landrieu and put this Senate seat back in the hands of one of us. Fighting the giants, not only in the Democrat Party, but the other party at the establishment leadership level that declared war on this campaign, even though I'm a lifelong Republican. We are going to defeat them. With groups and citizens like you, we will win. Let me tell you something I heard yesterday. I heard some sitting governor from some state up north in the Northeast, you know, that liberal bastion up there. I think his name's Cuomo or something like that, from New York City. He said pro-life, pro-gun, and pro-natural marriage citizens are not welcome in my state because they're extremists. Have you heard anything so ridiculous in your life? We're none of those. We're pro-liberty, we're pro-prosperity, we're pro-certainty, and we're pro-Constitution of the United States, and we are this country. Now I'm running because, as you saw and heard from Senator David Vitter, we have one senator in this state, like him, who believes in his oath of office to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. He proves it not only in his words, but in his deeds. And the other senator we have doesn't believe in the Constitution of the United States, is embarrassed because we don't have government health care like Europe, which is a disaster, and everybody knows it, and doesn't vote or take care of what the people of Louisiana want her to do. This candidate took an oath of office for 32 and a half years in military uniform, and it said the exact same words. And I'm running because people like Mary Landrieu, who've been in office for years, are not fulfilling their oath of office of supporting and protecting the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And believe me, we have a lot of domestic enemies today. The Constitution of the United States is the framework that our founding fathers gave us for limited government. It's a document designed to be used for the ages. I swore an oath to protect it with my life if necessary. And I'm talking about the document that's in the National Archives as amended legally through the process described in Article 5. I'm not talking about the ideas that the justices in the Supreme Court of the United States have come up with to create some facsimile of the document. I'm talking about our founding principles. That's why we are the United States of America. That's why we have led the free world for 237 years, and that's why we will continue to do it, because a small percentage of us have always said we will protect liberty, fight for prosperity, and ensure certainty, not only for our citizens, but for the freedom-loving people of the world. Are you with me? The 10 amendments to that document are also part of the Constitution, but they only represent all of the natural rights given to us by our Creator. And we must protect it. And we must live by it. And we must live by those unalienable rights that aren't listed there. Like the right to human life, liberty, private property. But the Second Amendment, which is why I'm so proud and honored to accept the endorsement of Gun Owners of America, Mr. Pratt. The the Second Amendment's the insurance policy for freedom. It's the insurance policy for the Constitution of the United States. It's the insurance policy for your children, my grandchildren, so that they inherit a United States of America that continues to be the shining city on the hill, that all freedom-loving peoples of the world can look to as the example, that they can depend on to fight for their ideas, the ideas of life, liberty, and freedom. That's what the United States is. And the Second Amendment is that insurance policy, and we must protect it at all costs. They expect us to believe that big government programs like this Health Care Act that's destroying the 40-hour work week, this Health Care Act that is anti-gun, that wants to ship medical and mental health information to large databases to prevent law-abiding citizens from owning a firearm, and in further infringing on the Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms. They expect us to believe that it's benign. No big government program is benign. I served in big government for 32 and a half years in the Department of Defense, and none of that bureaucracy is benign, folks. They expect us to believe that this president, I've got a list of grievances here. They expect us to believe that they haven't really proposed a national database of gun owners. We say no. They propose exposing our medical records to the bureaucrats to decide if I'm fit to be a gun owner, and it's happened to over 170,000 United States Armed Forces veterans in the last year. I say no. They're trying to bribe our states with federal dollars to participate in their big brother policies. We say no. We say no now. And I will fight for you, and I will say no in the United States Senate when you elect me to that office, and we put one of us back in that office. The right to keep and bear arms is fundamental, and a fundamental freedom. Our founders knew what they were doing. It's not the place that bureaucrats in Washington, insiders, to decide whether they're wrong or not. Our nation and this state, our great state of Louisiana, have a proud history of responsible gun ownership. Louisiana is the sportsman's paradise, the state of duck commander, alligator hunters, and swamp people. And America watches us because that is our culture. We cannot cave in to out-of-touch Washington insiders, and believe me, we're surrounded by them in both parties, both in this state and at the national level. We cannot cave into the expansion of the nanny state, and we can never, ever turn our backs on the enemy in this fight. I fought for 32 years in the United States Armed Forces to protect our rights. And with your help, I'm certainly not going to stop now.